Right, so I'm going to start by asking all of you guys a question. How many of you guys here have attended tutoring or have kids who have attended tutoring? Right, so that's quite a large majority of people, I'd say. So that's exactly the market we're trying to address. So Burst is a student-oriented social network connecting tutors and students. We're seeking $1 million in seed funding, Hong Kong dollars that is, and for more people to join our team, specifically back-end web programmers, sales and marketing people, and any graphics UI designers. So please come speak to us afterwards if you're interested in what we're doing. A bit about us. I graduated from law school 4 months ago. I also have a business and finance background. Burst is actually my third startup. My first startup was a mini investment fund I started in college. We raised £15,000 from 150 students, and to this day, the fund is still running. Put together the fund portfolio strategy, drafted general partnership clauses to protect the fund manager's liabilities, and yeah, that's pretty much what I did. My second startup was a Silicon Valley venture. I was building mesh networks, ad hoc mobile Wi-Fi networks, to solve the lack of cell phone reception in very crowded areas. So think like my phone in New Year's Eve, or music festivals, really dense areas where people are packed into small spaces. My partner here, Nick, owns a web development agency. He has over 8 years of web development experience and has built over 15 websites. Having worked at Soliton Music as well for a couple of years, he's also familiar with building iOS and Android apps. So the tuition market in Hong Kong is worth $450 million US. 525,000 students attend tutoring, which is roughly 70% of the student population, a staggering amount for a city of only 7 million people. The global tuition industry is worth $102.8 billion. Korea alone is $15 billion, which shows the extent to which Asia dominates the global tuition industry. So a couple of drivers. The recent switch from all or nothing single-tier exam system to Hong Kong DSE has led to a tutoring explosion, which I'm sure is familiar with. Fierce competition for jobs and university spots has increased pressure on students to achieve even higher degree results. Huge numbers of mainland Chinese students enroll at Hong Kong universities every year, and they struggle with writing homework assignments in English. Lastly, parents and students are increasingly turning to the internet to find tutors, rather than relying on traditional referrals. As a result, there's an increasingly huge potential for online video tutoring to take over the more traditional face-to-face tutoring. So on our next slide, you can see this is a Google Trends chart of keyword traffic, or Boljia, which means tutor. Above in the right-hand corner are like related keywords as well. So there are 3 problems in the market we're trying to solve. The first is there's lack of a directory, lack of a central directory for tutors to advertise themselves online and be reviewed and rated by parents and students. As a result, many tutors either struggle to find clients or get paid poorly by their tuition centers, or they have to sign onerous employment contracts and they don't get paid what they're worth. The second problem is there's no one for students to turn to for help when they're stuck with writing homework assignments. And the third issue is there's nowhere for students to buy and sell revision notes. Many students, when preparing for the exams, spend hours meticulously writing these beautiful revision notes in multi-colors, and after the exams, they have nothing, they can't do anything with them. So we're offering a way for them to monetize that. So our first product is our directory. Apologies for the skull, we haven't changed that yet. Our first product is our directory. We don't just have academic tutors, we also focus on the more non-traditional areas such as programming. A lot of people want to start how to learn, but nobody knows where to find people to teach them. We have sports and music, life skills coaches as well. So like personal statement helping, interview coaching, public speaking, or maybe personal dating for the more romantically inclined. We have our homework helper feature. This is a platform that allows students to find and pay other students or tutors to help them with their homework. Now just to be clear, this is not a plagiarism tool. This is just something to be used as a reference. And this is a feature that's integrated very closely into our directory. You can't quite see it here, but it's a simple toggle. So here it's either I'm looking for a tutor or I'm looking for a homework helper. Our third feature is our notes marketplace. This is a platform that allows students to buy and sell complete sets of revision notes. So I'm talking about an entire module worth of notes, not like Introduction to Economics 101. I'm talking about the entire complete set of revision notes. We also have a forum, which is great for building a community. If you're stuck with a simple problem like how do I differentiate y equals sine 2x cos x, you post it here and you have a ticker and you can see all the questions coming up real time and you answer them. We're also looking to definitely explore online video tutoring in the future. There's a huge market for that, and that's something we're exploring at the moment. So our revenue model is pretty simple. Our directory, our MVP, is completely free. It's free to register, free to search, free to contact, free to message tutors. We monetize with our notes marketplace and our homework helper features that have the ability to go viral amongst university students. Both our Notes Marketplace and our Homework Helper features are C2C platforms. We earn commission from every transaction. With our Homework Helper feature, our escrow system prevents users from circumventing our ecosystem. We're scalable locally and internationally. We take 10% from every transaction. What I mean by an escrow system is that the tutor won't start doing the work until he's notified by us that he's received the funds, and the tutor won't receive the funds until the student is satisfied with what he's received. With the Notes Marketplace, it's simple. The user uploads his notes to our platform, and the person pays $10 Hong Kong dollars for it. The uploader keeps $5, and we keep $5. We focus on high frequency downloads. So we have two types of competitors in Hong Kong. We have the tutor matching services and the tutor directories. Many of the tutor matching services cater only to local Chinese, whereas the tutor directories cater only to expats or international people. The tutor matching services, although relatively successful, have two major flaws. The first is their business model is really unfair to tutors. Meaning in fact, all the TMS services take 50% of the first 4 weeks of tutors' earnings, which is pretty horrible if you're a tutor. Considering that the majority of tutors are actually students who do this part-time, of course they're very unhappy with paying such a large cut to these services. The second problem with them is that they're overly reliant on aggressive marketing and cold calling. As an experiment, I left my number of one of them. They called me 20 times in 3 days, speaking to me in English, Cantonese, and Mandarin, despite me telling them I was not interested. The other type of competitor, tutor directories, there are currently no viable competitors. The biggest one, tutors.hka.com, only has 250 tutors. Most of them are stagnant, a lot of them are unresponsive, so no real competitors in Hong Kong. So in the next slide, you can see how their UI is very clunky, and a lot of these links don't work. There's very little product differentiation between these tutors. You might as well just fill in that form on the left and be done with it. There's really not much else to use for a site. We differ in that we focus on a much more Web 2.0 UI, high customer retention, and we really try to foster this sense of community with our forum. We really showcase tutors' qualification and experience, so we try to really differentiate each tutor and highlight them. On our financial projections, our break-even point is June 2014. I missed out with the red and blue bars on my chart. The red bars are the expenses, the blue bars are our costs. We monetize as soon as our website goes live. So we're releasing our beta next month, and our full site will be ready in January. We've estimated our revenue based on only 0.08% of students in Hong Kong using our Homework Helper feature and 0.27% of students using our Notes Marketplace. So yeah, just to recap, we're looking for some angel funding.